This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so Drake might be dropping this album as we're Party Next Door on February 14th, or maybe a couple songs. I don't know what's going on, but I don't see how he's going to do this. They're choking him out. It's over. Like, he has some type of deal with UMG, and he's going to have to spend so much money right now to be released from UMG. I mean, they must have hated him from before, because this isn't going to work. Young Thug spotted wearing a Ken Carson Edward. Okay, he's out and about. I don't care what he's wearing. Little Baby's about to drop his album Dominique in a few weeks. Let's see if he can keep the interest. The labels invested tons of money to make his last album, Wham, sell what it sold. I think it sold a little over 100,000. Which is okay. It's a big hit from his last album, like as far as less sales. But there's no memorable. I don't care what you say in the comments. This is not like any other album he's dropped. The last album was This album is It's nothing sticking. The song with Central C sticks more than anything he's dropping himself. And I think he just needs to be produced. I think he has to let some producers produce him at this point, just to fine tune things, just to make sure, because like sometimes you need a reality check. Like, I'm sure like a Drake or a Kendrick lets themselves be produced by somebody they trust. It doesn't have to necessarily be the producer of the song, but there's somebody, I'm sure Kendrick has somebody that he trusts, that's his engineer, that coaches him and checks it, and he'll trust that person to check him creatively, just like I'm sure Drake does. And Little Baby needs that person, because obviously he's just thinking it's him the whole time, when sometimes you need a second opinion. And that's constructive criticism. Kanye West is doing everything he can to get attention to drop his next album. He brought his wife to the Grammys last night, had her strip down on the red carpet, show it all. Now he's dissing Don Lemon, who was at the Grammys, and he put a rumor out that basically he was kicked out. He said, okay, Kanye was kicked out of the Grammys, which he says he wasn't kicked out of the Grammys. Let's see. Let me see if I say that one. He said this guy is basically just a hater, and Don Lemon doesn't like Kanye, and I think it's because of his political views. Don Lemon leans very one-sided one way, and Kanye's another way at the moment. And I think it's all behind that. And I think also Don Lemon was upset that Kanye wouldn't give him an interview. I'll show you this. He went up to him at one point and asked for an interview. And he said, hey, no interviews, buddy. Because he already knows where it's going to go. It's going to be something negative. Kanye said, yeah, this guy's a goofball. Started the rumor that me and my wife got kicked out of the Grammys. 3 decades of innovating music, and they owe. No, I'm not going to say that word, but you know what I'm saying. And yeah, they just want to get Kanye out of here. Don Lemon is a useful tool. Now, is Kanye bugging? I think so, but he's always bugging, right? This seems to work for him, and he's rewarded for it. He wins. He's rewarded for it. Drake's Grammy speech from 2019, I think this is the last time he went to the Grammys. He says, he kind of called them out. He says, we all play an opinion-based sport, not a factual sport. I like the part where he said, you've already won if you have people singing your songs word for word, or if you're a hero in your hometown. You don't need this right here. He even said, if you are working a regular job and people... Let me play that last part, because I really liked that message to just people in general,
If there's people who have regular jobs who are coming out in the rain, in the snow, spending their hard-earned money to buy tickets to come to your shows, you don't need this right.
So he's basically saying you don't need one of these. Like, this is all you need is support from your fans. And I think Drake probably needs to get back to that, develop more of a direct relationship with his fans, and probably leave commercial music altogether because they don't want him there anymore. I saw executives high-fiving people last night celebrating Drake's over. Kendrick Lamar deserved to win. He did. People were dragging a little bit much, saying, oh, he was wearing a Canadian tuxedo. They're always looking for like the hidden, too much, like the oogly spookily little, look, he said stainless steel cup and stainless steel cup. If you go back to 2008, he had a stainless steel cup while he was listening to a Drake album, and then he pours a stainless steel cup out, which means that he hates Drake. It's like, it's okay. It's like, it's too much, okay? Listen, Kendrick had a good night last night. He won 5 Grammys, which is exactly the number of Grammys Drake's won in his whole career. All this is by design, though. I'm going to tell you, like, they obviously, it was a perfect storm that happened. Just like when Ja Rule got out of here, it's over. The industry's done with Drake. They're sick of him winning. He thinks he's bigger than the program to them. And they're checking him right now. UMG is striking down every song he puts up. He had a song dissing LeBron James, and they took that down in 2 seconds. Took it down in 2 seconds, man. They're letting you know you're under contract, buddy. We own you. So where does Drake go from here? Well, maybe you start acting. I don't know. Like, he is a good actor. I don't know. Like, maybe it's time to exit. Not give up, but maybe it's time to make an exit like 50 did. Like 50 the game was done with him at one point, 50 Cent. 50 Cent was winning for too long. And that last thing with Rick Ross, he didn't lose it, but he didn't win it. And Rick Ross didn't win it. Rick Ross won off of just getting more popularity, right? BMF dropped right during that beef, the BMF song, and it was that just catapulted. Right, it was just like he had that, and then he had a hit record during the beef with 50, and he took off. And right then and there, 50 just didn't win that. The Pimpin' Curly stuff didn't win. I like 50 Cent, but it's like Rick Ross kind of like the consistency and not letting anything like bother him. He kind of won that in a way, And then after that, like, you saw a big shift of 52 movies, television, and it worked out. Drake needs to shift. He has plenty of money. If I were him, I would, this is totally, I would sell my catalog for a lot of money, what I got so far, sell a lot, and then keep delivering things to UMG that they don't put out to show, just to show you're trying to fulfill your contract. And that's it. But they're not going to let him go. It's over. It's a wrap. He did something that we don't even know, because it was painfully obvious that they took advantage of a disaster situation. The whole thing. This is what I think. Okay, and then 50 Cent does confirm here. He's like, everything Drake's accusing them of doing, they did, but they did it for him too. They'll do it for whoever they favor at the moment. Drake wasn't reading the room. I think that last stick up he did with them for $400 million, I think he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And they were waiting for the time to get rid of him. Because if you think, after he took the $400 million, he delivered like a electronic album. It was just like, you could see he's rushing through the deal, right? He did a 21 Savage album, and they all did great numbers. But something, it's not only that. Something happened that we don't know about for sure, but you could tell it's deeper than what you've seen on the surface level, because UMG executives want him out. They want him out. They took advantage of they patiently waited for the right moment, and this was that moment. And there's probably whispers behind the scenes like, why did Future and everybody feel so comfortable going at Drake? Because they knew it was over for him. Like, oh, he doesn't have... And this is where you call everybody. I'm not talking about Kendrick on this, because Kendrick has always had clash with Drake for the past, 7-8 years, heavy. But I'm talking about Future. All these people, Weeknd clashed with Drake too, so I can't say he's part of this, but certain people are sellouts. They'll do whatever to go with the sheep, But it's over. It is what it is. Kendrick Lamar swept last night. He's a 22 times Grammy winner. Grammys love Kenny. 22 times. ASAP Telly. 50 Cent reacts to ASAP Telly. He says, TMZ put out that ASAP Rocky assault accuser Relly has 2 outstanding New Jersey warrants. 50 Cent says, now, what's the chances of that? On the stand, on the run? Yeah, throw the whole case away. This guy's trying to get some money. That's all. Exactly. Trying to get some money. And as we know, 50 Cent has chosen to end this chapter of BMF. It doesn't mean it's completely over. But I don't think I don't believe in too many coincidences. Big Meech taking pictures with Rick Ross and everything. It didn't make everything so great. I think that Big Meech came out, and now that he's not in prison and relying so much on 50 Cent, he says, I think I could take it over from here. And 50's probably looking at him. It doesn't work like that. You don't, just because you're free now doesn't mean you can renegotiate the terms of everything. I made sure your son played you. I invested money behind that. I made sure that this show was a priority out of all the shows I'm working on and made sure it was a hit. And you have a nice foundation to go off of here. Your legacy is alive and well. And he probably said, nah. After that, I think when they met in person that recently, I think he addressed that, you know what? I think I want my life back. I want to be a producer or something on the show. And I don't think it went over too well. And then Meech decided to antagonize 50 by getting Ross on his upcoming Welcome Home show and then doing videos with him. And not only that, promoting Rick Ross's upcoming car show. So Rick Ross benefits once again from all this. Just, Meech is confused right now. He doesn't know how to dress anymore. It is what it is. Look at this. Who would wear this? A farmer, maybe. Maybe Rick Ross about to cut his lawn. That's about it. Sorry. You can defend this all you want, but nah. and I'm not even a fashionista. I wear the same thing pretty much every day. I have a couple I have a bunch of. I'm very basic. I'll go to the polo outlet, buy a bunch of stuff or something, and that's it. I'm not super fresh. I'm very average. Okay, but yeah. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Writing's on the wall. It's over for Drake. Things are changing. It's 2025. Change is the only thing we're guaranteed, right? So it sucks, but it is what it is. And stop taking offense in the comments and stop everyone in the comments. I love a lot of you. That 80% of you either give me constructive criticism or you we joke around. Very, very rarely. So every once in a while, I would say 1 out of every 10 comments, I see somebody that, they're at home or they're on their phone and they can be whoever they want. They're like, I am a music executive and this is what's really going. Man, some of these kids, you look into it. It's a high schooler or it's some guy that works, just whatever, and he's pretending he's something just to prove his point. I hate that. I think that's lame. You might have your opinion. You might love Rick Ross and you defend him at any moment. That's fine. Okay. But, dude, have some sense when you're making a comment. Make it constructive or start a conversation down there. I'm open to everything. I'm open to the negative feedback too. Like, that. But sometimes people just pretend they're something they're not. I'm a producer. I know him. And no, you don't. No, you don't. Stop. I actually worked in the music business my whole life, okay? From, doing music videos, having my own products, putting them out, DVDs, partners with Q at WorldStar. I had a label at one point and with Caroline Records and putting out Infamous Mob and a bunch of other stuff. Like, come on. I've done a lot. I managed Cormega for a little bit, very little bit, like street, like a little bit, like 6 months. But, I helped. Cormega has a lot of people that help him out, but I helped him out for a while. That's my guy. And Cormega taught me a lot about this music industry, He taught me a lot. And, I managed him on a few little, like, shows. It's nothing big. I didn't manage his whole career. But Cormega's always handled his own career himself, and he's an independent. He blazed the independent route. He paved the way for independent. With a bunch of, some others before him, but he's the first person that was commercial that went in indie because he was being set up to be a commercial artist. Yeah. So, anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I will check you guys the next one. Smash that like button for me. Love you all. Peace.